Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spence Co. Today, a Reddit thread, a small town mystery, and a dark secret. What do they all have in common? Stay tuned, as today we'll be discussing Reddit's darkest mystery, the mystery of u/lithog127. Part 1. The Post. A few days ago, we received an email from a person going by the name Bon Ghoul, suggesting a topic we should cover here on the channel. As with our previous mystery videos, we decided to take the suggestion and research it to see if it was interesting enough to cover. And oh boy, was this a doozy. We simply had to make a video about it. Seeing as no other YouTuber seems to have delved into this topic, we thought it was time it got the coverage it deserved. So, without further ado, let's dig in. The thread was an r/ask Reddit thread from 4 years ago. It asked, "Serious, what is the creepiest, most blood-chilling thing you or someone you know have ever experienced?" Most of the comments are certainly creepy, but mostly explainable. One stuck out, however. A comment by the user u/nlithog127 read the following.
Before my Reddit days, I used to hang around in the woods behind my school. One particular night, whilst we were there, I sat on a log with two of my friends. They were drinking quite heavily, but I had work in the morning, so I stayed off the alcohol for the night. We talked for about 3 hours, until it was 2 a.m. Something shifted then. My friends got quiet. They weren't usually the talkative type, but this was more than the usual awkward silence we normally enjoy now and then. Then, if I can remember correctly, one of them, I can't remember who, got up and said he felt suddenly hungry. I was confused, since we didn't bring any food to begin with, but I thought maybe he'd got some hidden away in his car. Though I do remember thinking at the time that a hot dog or two wouldn't go amiss. I know for a fact I didn't drink that night, and I didn't take or smoke anything either, but my perception was off. Something in my brain was fucking with me. I remember getting off the log, then as soon as I know it, I'm in my car driving around the highway. Everything is clear again. Next day, turns out both of my friends hadn't returned home. Parents filed a missing persons report. Nothing turned up. Haven't been found to this day. Hope you're okay, Robin Thomas. I miss you guys.
Part 2. The Ohio Triangle. A few things immediately stick out about this post. The first thought we had was that this was an edgy storyteller type, creating a fake Reddit mystery intended to trick other users into thinking they'd stumbled upon something real and spooky. The user has no more posts other than this one, so we were immediately a little bit suspicious. But after a bit of digging, we did indeed find some information that may or may not confirm at least some of this story to be credible. 2 missing persons reports were filed in Robinson County, Ohio, for a Rob Denton and Thomas Santana on the 21st of May 2007. We can't be 100% sure these are the people nlithog was talking about in the original post, but as we'll see later, there's a lot to suggest that maybe they really might be. So back to Robinson County. The town of Dillon in Ohio has been home to more than a few unexplained disappearances over the past 2 decades. So many, in fact, that the town has earned the name the Ohio Triangle. Dillon is in fact where Rob and Thomas were last seen, and according to police reports, their last known whereabouts were in a woods out of the town, thanks to a GPS ping from their cell phones which they were using at the time. A few weeks before the event in the post, a party of 8 hikers went missing in a larger forest, not far from where nlithog's friends vanished. That's a case for another day, one which is more considerably well known. If you want to know more, there's a link in the description to a wonderful video by True Crime Daily Video on the subject. The Ohio Triangle seems to have claimed many victims, and it seems like it maybe goes a lot deeper than just these disappearances. Research into the Ohio Triangle led us to find a website by the name of theohiotriangle.org. fairly unsurprising. We won't show it here, as it contains private information that we wish not to share. However, feel free to go to the website at your own risk. The website features reports of all the missing people in Dillon from 1948 to 2009. Overall, 23 people went missing in this time frame. The website also contains speculation about why this area could be such a hotspot for unexplainable disappearances. So, let's get into the theories posited by both this website and the internet as a whole. Part 3. Theories. There have been many attempts to explain the Ohio Triangle phenomenon, and u/nlhog127's Reddit post, but none are more than speculation. The most common theory among skeptic types is that a species of black bear residing in the area could be responsible for the disappearances. In fact, the OhioTriangle.org posits that scratches were found on nearby trees nearing the missing hiker's van, and that similar scratches were found in the area in which Thomas and Rob disappeared. One problem with this theory, however, is that no human remains were found anywhere near these two areas. No blood, no bones, no skin, nothing. However, another theory has caught on online. This posits that u/Nlithog was actually behind the disappearances of his friends, given the fact that he couldn't remember what happened, and his strange wording in the post, along with the fact that he never mentioned being investigated by the police, which would have definitely happened in this situation. This theory also states that the OhioTriangle.org was created by the Reddit user to shift blame, and create a legend that would lead people off his trail. The hiker incident and this could be totally unrelated after all. The other disappearances mentioned on the website had surprisingly little information on them on the web, so could this theory be true? Was this a more terrestrial story after all? Well, there's some information we've been leaving out till now. You see, there's one other theory. One that's more supernatural. Those of you already familiar with the story may already be aware of this, but there is one little thing we've been keeping from you. Part 4. The Boogle Man. So, where do we begin? If you don't know, the urban legend of the Boogle Man has been passed down through multiple generations, its origins tracing back to 1948. Interesting, given this was when the prolific disappearances began in Dillon. The Boogle Man is a local legend of the town, but a lot of people now believe it is much more than just a scary story. The legend of the Boogle Man dates back to 1948, as I said previously, when a local housewife by the name of Mary Bloomberg told her neighbours that she'd seen something odd in the woods outside of the town. It was a creature apparently, and this creature clearly had some effect on her sanity. She was admitted to a mental hospital in 1948, and she spent the rest of her life there, convinced that this creature was after her. At her stay there, she drew many sketches of the creature, such as this one shown on the screen right now. A bit creepy, right? Over the years, sightings of this monster increased, until it was given the name the Boogle Man, named after its long forehead. But surely, this is just a legend. Well, inspired by this legend, we decided to do some digging. And what we found will shock you. Part 5. Hot dogs. In 1941, a man named Bon Ghoul set up a hot dog stand at the side of the highway just outside of the town of Dillon. He had two friends who helped him, and for a while, they made a good living selling fast food to both the locals and travelers. Then, the Great Depression hit, and Bon and his accomplices had to leave their post at the hot dog stand. Without the stable income of the stand, Bon started to go insane. The locals would report he would stand outside the old hot dog stand at midnight for 2 hours, sometimes days at a time. His nails grew longer, and he refused basic self-hygiene. He was also the first person reported to go missing in Dillon. After a few months of slowly losing himself to the madness, simply vanished, along with the hot dog stand. So, what does this have to do with the original Reddit post? It may seem like we've strayed far from the original mystery, but trust us when we say that we may have solved this decades-old legend. There's a very important part of the Reddit post you may have forgotten about. The final piece of the puzzle. The hot dog line. Maybe this is just a strange coincidence, but it's hard to ignore the connection. So, what did happen on that fateful night? Bongul. Boogle Man. Perhaps it was the hot dog salesman all along. These three men were involved in something much more than just an odd night of drinking. Bongul was the Boogle Man all along. You/N-Lithog127 might have come face to face with the hot dog salesman, Bongulman. Ghoul? Ghoul. Bongul is a bon ghoul, or a good ghoul, if you will, French. This is important. You need to understand that Bongul is N-Lithog Boogleman. Thomas is the Bongul, but Rob is the Redditor Reddit moment. So Bongul is Boogleman, but Thomas Bongul isn't. He's the Redditor. Bongul means good ghoul, like we solved it. So no problem, Rob, we've done it. I've been waiting for you for so long. Will you answer my call? Bon? 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 Bongul hot dogs by the road. Great taste, great price. I am free from my chains. Thank you everyone for watching this deep dive into Reddit's darkest mystery. This video required a lot of research and time, so feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends, and a pledge to our Patreon to receive bonus content and support us in our work to uncover more internet phenomenon. Thanks to our wonderful patrons, whose names are scrolling on the screen right now. We at Spence Co. really do thank you. Join us next time as we dig further into a juicy, delicious hot dog of true crime. Good night, and remember, you control your destiny. Believe in yourself, and girl boss your way through the week. Spence Co. out.